What's going on, guys? It's your girl Lala coming at you. Welcome back to another episode of the challenge War of the Worlds 2, episode 15. Guys, this is the finale part 1. Holy cow, we've made it. Congratulations. Thank you. Whew. That was a really tough row. It's final time. Everybody knows it's final time, so we're getting to see glimpses of what everyone is saying, how everyone's feeling. People are nervous, some people are super excited, some people just like have no emotions at all, and then there's Polly, and Polly is so fucking gassed. Homie says he is peaking. He has gas in the tank. I'm thrilled to see finale time here. Final, let's get it, baby. Everyone gets into this army truck and they ride out to this final destination. They come to this jungle and TJ shows up ATV riding. Pretty fucking dope. Now, stage 1 is called Live or Die. And this was the episode where I was really paying attention to what TJ was saying, and I wasn't really paying attention to what everyone else was saying, because when TJ says something, you have to listen very closely. It could be a detriment to your team. He says you will live or die by your team. He says there is a gurney for each team. On top of the gurney, there will be a relic and 20 pounds per person on top of this gurney. So for the UK, that means that there's a total of 100 pounds, and for the US, that means there's a total of 140 pounds. They have to run 4 miles, 4 times, which means 16 miles total. For every lap, there is a checkpoint that needs to be completed by the team. Now, the only way that you can trade off with people that are carrying the gurneys and the people that are walking, because there can only be 4 people per gurney and no more, you have to get to the checkpoint. When you drop your gurney off to complete the checkpoint, that is when you guys can switch, when you guys then take off to do your 4 miles again. So every person has to at least carry the gurney 4 miles until the next checkpoint. The team that wins stage 1 and gets to all 4 checkpoints and does all 16 miles gets a huge advantage on stage 2. Now, we start off and the UK is really ahead. They have this amazing pace, and you can see that the US is trying really hard to keep up with the UK. Up until this point, it has always been the UK that has been trying to keep up with the US because they have been so strong and they have been like so much faster, so much stronger, like so much smarter. Everything about the US screamed perfect when it came to this final. But for some odd reason, the UK is ahead. Polly this episode really got gassed as the episode went on, and he referred to himself as Rocky and Jordan as Apollo, and how Polly was just going to get to that mountain and he was going to beat up Apollo, and this was going to be his season, this was going to be his game. Remember, this is his perfect game. Now he just needs to win this final. We get to the first checkpoint and all you have to do is get 3 balls inside of a basket before moving on. Very easy. You have to use this catapult and throw the ball in the air and land inside the basket. Once you get 3, you can move on. UK gets it and they are on the move. And you can see that the US is really starting to get their spirits down because they notice that they can't keep up with the UK. Interesting. UK is doing so good. They're just like, they're so supportive of each other. It's only 5 of them, so only one person has to run without the gurney, and that means that there are going to be people that are switching or carrying the gurney for maybe 12 full miles before they get a turn to switch out. Honestly, like, because there is only one sub, there is only so many things that they can do. So they get to checkpoint 2, and this is a math checkpoint. Everyone has to stand at their own podium. There is a giant board in front of them that has a bunch of numbers, and on their podium they have a specific math question. They need to answer the question correctly, and every single person on that team has to answer the question correctly before they can move on and do another 4 miles. So UK obviously gets there first, and it's really funny to see Cara really struggling here, because we obviously know that she sucks at math. We obviously know that she can't swim. And when we see these things, we just get really excited and giddy, like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Like, I love this. And I was asking myself, like, are you being a mean girl? Are you being like rude and disrespectful, or what is happening here? So I realized that I watched an episode of Bloodlines, and Kara was doing a swimming challenge. And at this point, she was still the nice Kara. Abram was around. Like, she was still, like, she would work hard and she would, like, do really well on challenges. And she obviously couldn't do the challenge, so she got disqualified. And she was like, oh, I tried. And no one said anything. And everyone's like, oh, wow, like, okay. And I realized it's because she's nice. And now she's an asshole. And now she's, like, so fucking cocky and shit. Kara can't figure it out. And then she finally gets the answer. And the U.S. takes off, which means they have a fucking lead now. Because Dee and Rogan are still standing there trying to figure out this math question. Dee finally gets it, so it's up to Rogan. He figures it out, this really, that's fine. It's okay. It's 16 miles. We can catch up to them, UK. Don't you worry. And that's exactly what fucking happens. Like, they're working so well together. They're keeping a very good pace, and they end up catching up to the US, so much so that they try to get by them, and CT does his choo-choo train and slams the gurney into the tree. Now remember, one of the rules was that you are not allowed to tamper with the other team's gurney. So that looks like a tamper, right? Checkpoint 3 is an eating challenge. And all you need to do is get one coconut inside the basket. If you can do that, you pass and you don't need to eat. If you miss, you get 3 chances. If you miss, you have to eat a plate full of bugs. There is a scorpion, there is a live grub worm, and there's a bunch of like worms and grasshoppers and shit in a bowl. So the UK is obviously in the lead, so they go, and every single one of them is a fucking badass. Tori did not have to eat, thank the fucking Lord, and neither did CT. So the only people that had to eat were Dee, Rogan, and Jordan, which is amazing. Dee fucking killed it. Tori is a badass, and she's a great ass fucking leader. She's like, it's a chicken nugget. It's a chicken nugget. You fucking eat that shit, and it's a chicken nugget. Yes, bitch. For $200,000, it's a motherfucking chicken nugget. Hell yeah. $200,000, it's a fucking chicken nugget. US finally shows up, but the UK has already moved on and they don't even see them, which is even more hilarious. Everyone that needs to eat is eating, except Kara starts crying. Like, all of a sudden, she's so scared and all this shit, and I realized that she's always been this person. The issue is now she's a fucking asshole and she's like in this cult with Polly, so we rag on her now that she sucks, but she's always sucked. We just never seen it. I'm having an enlightenment moment right now. So after the UK takes off to after checkpoint 3, they end up seeing fucking TJ, which pisses me off because that means the choo-choo train that CT just did over there is gonna get a penalty, which fucking sucks. So they have to wait 10 minutes. They have to drop their gurneys and wait. And once the 10 minutes is up, they can continue going. But what they don't know is that the US cannot fucking keep up. Why? Because Polly, you fucking suck. You got to this final and you can't even perform. He's complaining that Ninja's not holding her weight, so he ends up carrying both of their things, and she's just standing there like here, basically with one hand trying to carry the bamboo stick. This is why you should have kept the good fucking players. I bet you Nani would have carried it without complaining. Like, I bet you Laurel would have fucking carried it without complaining. I bet you Wes, Bananas, all of them would have carried that fucking gurney without complaining. Yet you decided to keep Ninja and everyone else on your layup fucking team. And look what is happening now, Polly. You are fucking crashing. So the UK's penalty of 10 minutes is up, and the US is still nowhere to be found because Polly's on the other side of the jungle dying. So they get to continue on, and they still have a great fucking lead. I hope that TJ stays in that jungle and gives them a penalty, because guess what the fuck is happening right now? They are carrying the bags, and another fucking rule TJ said is you are not allowed to carry the bags. All the bags must be carried on top of the gurney with the relic. No excuses. I don't care if the gurney breaks. You need to carry everything like I told you to carry it. And all the girls start carrying the bags, which is a part of one of the rule breaking. So I hope TJ's gonna fucking show up and say, hey, US, you guys have a 10-minute penalty, because that'll cross out the UK's 10-minute penalty and they will still be ahead by at least 20 minutes. I am hoping. Fingers crossed. So Paulie is shutting down and he's saying that he can't keep up with this pace, which means he can't keep up with Jordan, which means he's not as strong as he thought he was, which means he's not Rocky and Jordan's not Apollo. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Let other people say good things about you and, you know, compliment you and like do all of these things. Like, don't put yourself so high up when you're clearly not, because you're fucking failing. And I think this is mile 8. You're going into mile 9. I don't know. Pathetic. That's all I'm saying. Your entire team is pathetic. Thank you. Thank you so much for building the UK team. I appreciate it. That's awesome. All of a sudden, Paulie starts saying that he can't see anything, and Cara comes back and tries to help him, and Cam is like, no, like, we gotta go, we have to go. And what I distinctly remember is TJ saying, you will live or die by your team. So does that mean that this team is automatically disqualified, just like that time when Big Easy was hospitalized? Does this automatically mean that the UK fucking wins? We get a sneak peek of the episode for tonight, and TJ tells us he only has 4 players for each team. Did someone else hear that, or am I just making that up? Or does he mean 4 players altogether? Because I'm still slightly confused. I did see CT in the water, so that gives me good signs that he made it to the final. Does that mean that 1 person from the UK leaves us and 3 people from the US leaves us on a puzzle challenge? I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so excited that the UK is ahead and they're still fucking trucking. I am so excited that I'm happy to see Paulie fucking dying, because the cockiness was just unbearable, and I'm so glad we're so close to the end, because that means that he's not gonna be here for another season, which means we have like another 20 episodes where we don't have to talk about him. What? Crazy, right? All right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who are you rooting for? Are you against everything I'm saying? Let me know in the comments, please. I want to talk to you. Okay, bye.